Hi everyone, this is ACE Weekly. My name is Avalala and I teach persons skills that they can use to create their own earning opportunities. I also teach you tips and strategies that you can use to make your business more efficient, your workflow. So in tonight's session, if you got the email, if you're on the email list, you would have received the email that lets you know about tonight's session. If you are not on the mailing list, you can send me an email at aceitwithava@gmail.com. Right. So hi Denise, good night. I apologize if you hear any noise in the background for some reason. There's a lot of background noise that I cannot do anything about. So let me know who is joining by just saying hi in the chat comments area. If you are not signed into the Facebook, not the Facebook, I'm just so confused with the noise all around me. Into the StreamYard app, I won't know who is talking for some people. So you can just let me know who is commenting as well by saying hi. So hi Garfield, hi Denise. Welcome, welcome. So great night, Garfield. Hi Denise. So once you come in, just say hi in the comments area so that I can acknowledge that you are here. So in tonight's session, we're going to be looking on 3 ways you can use VLC in the transcription process. So do I have my transcribers here? Anyone who offers a transcription service? For those who don't know anything about transcription is a service where you convert or basically turn audio or video into text, meaning whatever is heard on an audio or a video file, you convert that to text. All right. So if you are in the Facebook group watching this live, you won't be able to share it. So you would have to be on my Facebook business page. It is streamed in 3 places: on my Facebook page, Ace It with Ava, in my Facebook group, Ace It with Ava, and on my YouTube channel, Ace It with Ava. So check out any of those areas to see this session. And always remember, if you find the information valuable, like, share, comment and share it with someone who you think will benefit from it. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when there are new videos. All right. So just checking in the chat area to see who is commenting, just making sure I'm seeing everything there. All right, so okay, so let's check in right there. Hey Kerry, hey. All right, so we're going to be looking on 3 ways you can use VLC in the transcription process. So I'm sure a lot of you are asking, what in the world is VLC? So I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation all about that. So heading on over to sharing my screen. So here we are, 3 ways to use VLC in the transcription process. Now remember, if you're commenting, I'm not seeing the comments at the moment, but I'll stop during the presentation and go back to check to see what persons are putting. So if I'm not answering right away, that's the reason. So 3 ways you can use VLC in the transcription process. So what is VLC? Have you ever heard about VLC? Now the great thing about VLC is that it is a free open source cross-platform multimedia player, and it can play most multimedia files, audio or video, as well as DVDs, audio CDs, VCDs, and various streaming protocols. So it's a free application that you can download onto your computer, install it, and you can use it to play most multimedia files. So if you're a transcriber, multimedia files are what you work with, a variety of formats for audio or video files, and it's good to have a media player that's able to play that. So the main function of VLC, I should say one of the least functions that it has, is that it's a media player. So you can just basically use it to play any audio or video file. Now, 3 ways you can use VLC. Now, as I stated earlier, for those who don't know about the transcription process, this is a process where you have an audio or a video file and you want to create text based on what's being heard in those files. So you'll create a text document, either Microsoft Word, or you can use a Google Doc or create it as a PDF file. Now, what happens is that sometimes the audio or the video file, you receive it in a format that you are unable to use in maybe a transcription tool that you have to aid in the process. And VLC is great for converting files. So you can convert files from one format to another. As I said, I apologize if you're hearing all that noise that I'm unable to do anything about. So hopefully you're still able to hear me. All right, so these are the steps that we'll go through to convert a file, just going through the steps, and then we'll actually look in VLC to see how to do that. So you would click on media, click on convert or save, add, click on the add button, look for the file you want to convert, and all these things right here that we're going to be going through the steps and seeing how they work. But first of all, you would need to know how to get VLC if you do not have it. So this website, as you see here on the top left-hand corner, videolan.org. That's where you go to download the VLC media player. You see it right here, and you can download it and install it on your computer. It is free. VLC also has an app, so you can check in the Android store for the app. I'm not sure if it's available on iOS, but you can check there as well for the VLC media player app. Always have apps, versions of any particular tool that you use on the computer. You never know when you may need to use your tablet or your mobile to do certain tasks. So always check there. So how do we go about converting files in VLC? So the first thing I'm going to do is open my VLC. So this is what it looks like. It's recognized by or identified by, what do you call these things again? Is it a pylon? You know, the traffic symbols that they use or posts that they use so that you're marking off areas that you're to park or places that you don't want people to go and such. All right, so that's what it is. So it's you identify it with this particular icon. So if you're not seeing this this orange and white cone, I'm colorblind apparently, that's the icon that you're looking for. So you may want to convert a file format from one format to another. For instance, you may have a video file that's maybe AVI and you want to convert it to the universal MP4, or you have an audio file that is WAV file format and you want to convert it to the universal MP3. Chances are that's what you would want to be doing, because most transcription tools work with the universal audio, which is MP3 file format, and the universal video, which is MP4 file format. So how did the steps tell us to do? Let's go back and check. So we're going to click on media. So I'm just going to make this smaller over here so that we can see the steps and you can follow along as well. And here I am on my VLC. So you should be seeing what's going on here on the screen. So I'll click on media. So I have media here in the menu option, and then I'll click on the convert/save option. Now you need to add the file that you want to convert. So here we have the add button. So I'll just click this and just browse quickly for a file that I want to convert. I'm looking for an audio file. You can use a video file as well. So this is a WMA file, Windows Media Player audio file, Windows Media audio file that I want to convert. And I want to then, here it says, click on the drop-down arrow in the profile section to do all of this. But of course, you have to click the convert save button first. So I'm going to click this arrow right here and then click convert. So basically right here, you're going to choose what kind of file do you want to create. So in this case, I want to convert this WMA file to MP3 so I can use it in whatever tool I want to easily, because some tools do not read WMA. All right, so I'm going to look for audio. So here I am, MP3 audio. And then the last step you want to do is to browse and see where you want the converted file to be saved. I put all my downloads in the downloads folder. So I'll just browse and just select my downloads folder here and always put a name for the file. So I'm just going to call this convert MP3 file. And then I click save and click start. And what that does now, you see it reading right here? It's a small file, so it's going to easily convert the file for me. So I'll just go to my downloads area and just do a refresh, and here is the file that I converted. All right, so I'm not going to play it, but this is the file that was converted right here. As simple as that. Do you think that's something that you would be able to do quite easily to convert a file? Let me just check to see some of the comments that are coming up. All right, so hi, Rafisha. So Kerry says, I use it on my phone, but desktop versions can be troublesome and have issues sometimes. So as you know, with all application tools, you may have issues. I've never had an issue with the VLC application tool, but for whatever reasons, sometimes there may be malfunction in any kind of tool that you're using. So just bear that in mind as well. So who else has used the VLC tool? Have you ever used it? So did that look hard? Me converting from one file format to the other. I converted from a WMA audio file to an MP3 audio file. Did that look hard? That was quite easy, right? Give me a 1. Was that hard? Yes, no? So what happens is that, as I said, some transcription tools may not be able to read certain file formats that you get from clients. So you, as the transcriber, needs to convert the files into a format that you are able to use as you need it to. So that's just one way that you can use VLC. As I was saying earlier, I'm looking on 3 ways. By no means have I exhausted what you can do in VLC. VLC is such an amazing tool that you can use to do so many different things. I'm just picking out 3 that you can use as a transcriber. So that doesn't mean that it's the only thing that they can do. All right. So good night, Sharika. All right. So, or is that Sharikia? Is it Sharikia? Okay, so that's just one of the services. So let me head on back over. As I said, I'm going back and forth just to see if anyone is commenting. So I'm heading back over to share my screen and then look at the other service, the other way you can use this tool for transcriptions. Let me head on back over to that section. Okay, so you can use it for converting files. So the next thing, you can use it as a video downloader for YouTube. We know that there are many websites that are available that allow you to download YouTube videos for free, and VLC is a tool that allows you to be able to do so as well. You possibly are able to use other URLs to do so as well, but test them out because it doesn't work with most video URL files, but you can test it out to see what you get from it. But it definitely works with the majority of the YouTube video URLs. So let me just head on over to YouTube quickly. YouTube, and I'm just gonna pick a random video. Let's look at this makeup tutorial. So I'm gonna click on the video, let the ad play out. Just letting the ad play out so I can skip it, and then I can right click and go to copy video URL, or I can just click up here and on the URL and then right click and copy it. So I'm going to head on over now to VLC, and let's look at the steps that you do for that. So we're going to click on media. So this is, of course, after we have copied the video URL. Then you open network, all of these things. So let's put on up all the steps, and then let's see how we go about doing it. So here I am on VLC again and getting things done. So the first step, what are we doing? Using it as a YouTube downloader, video downloader. So click on media, then we're going to go to open network stream. And then here where it says enter the network URL, I'm going to right click and paste the URL that I just copied. And then it says we're going to do what next? We're going to click the play button. So just click play, and then it's going to start streaming the video. The video is going to open in VLC. If your makeup tends
to get sweaty during the day, especially during hot and humid weather, then watch this video. First, before applying any makeup on.
All right, so that's the video there, nice and clear. It's streaming through VLC. So this is still on the internet, you know, it is streaming through the VLC player. So that's another way you can use VLC. You can stream YouTube videos through the platform, but that's not what we want to do. We want to not only be able to stream it, we want to do what? Download it. So the other step that we see here, let's go back there, is to then click on tools, and then you're going to click on codec information. So we're going to go back here, tools. You see, it's very simple. Obviously, when you do this, the more you do it, you will commit these steps to memory. But if you're doing it for the first time, you can have the steps looking on. So codec memory. And then right here where it says location, you're going to copy all of this. So click in it. and make sure everything is copied. For those who don't know, you can use the keyboard combination of the control button on your keyboard and the letter A. So hold down the control key, then press the letter A, and you can select all of the text that's right here. And then you're going to right click, copy. And then what we're going to do now is that we're going to open a new tab, and I'm going to paste this, what I just copied. I'm going to paste it here in my browser. So right click, paste. And then I press the enter button.
If your makeup tends to get sweaty during the day,
and you see it has opened the video here in this web browser tab, but look what I'm able to do. I can now right click and save the video. So I can save this YouTube video. So I'm just going to call it YouTube video. As you see, it's automatically being saved as an MP4 file. So I'm just going to call it YouTube video test. And then you see the video is downloading here. It's on my computer at the moment. Let me open.
If your makeup tends to get sweaty during the day, especially during hot.
So what this allows you to do is that if you have an online video and you need the actual MP4 video to play in your transcription tool or whatever you want to actually have the video, VLC allows you to download for free a YouTube video. As I said, this may work with other video links. You would have to test the different ones. It may not work with most of them, but it may work with some. So it's worth trying out if you wish, but definitely it works for YouTube video links, the majority of those particular links. So this is definitely something that a transcriber would need, because sometimes a client may give you a link to a file that you are not able to use the link in whatever tool you want to. So you would need the actual MP4 file in order to do what you need to. All right, so let me just head on over and see if anyone has anything to say. All right, so guys, what you think of what is being done so far? Do I have any transcribers here? Any transcribers here who think that this would help them in their transcription process? Remember, each person's transcription process is different, and so on. And yes, Albert, you can click on the 3 dots on the bottom and it will give you the download. So these 3 dots right here, you can click on it and you can download. But I just didn't want to complicate the issue. Just tell you right click, save the video. Everybody knows about the right click and everything. So both ways work quite adequately. All right, so that's what you can use to download a video itself on using VLC. So has anybody ever used VLC for this particular process? It's free, very free, very, very free. You don't have to pay for it. So Kerry is saying that yes, it can be helpful. So Albert was just telling us, for those who didn't hear earlier, there were 3 dots. Let me share the screen again. There were 3 dots on the bottom right hand corner of the video. Let's head on over there. 3 dots right here that I could have clicked to download. So you can use either one, but I just wanted to simply tell you to right click and save the video in case you're not seeing the 3 dots there. You should, but for whatever reason, right click option is always there and you have the save video as. All right, so let's look at the last way, the third way that you can use VLC in the transcription process. All right, so the third way that we can do so, let me just make sure that I turn off certain things. The third way, you can trim your audio or video. So sometimes you may have an audio or a video file that's too long to use in your particular transcription tools. There are certain transcription tools that allow you a certain length file to be used in there. And VLC gives you a variety of ways to actually trim your video or audio file, but this is just one of the ways that I'm showing you. Remember, where computers are concerned and apps, there are different ways to do certain things, just like how we saw that there are varying ways that we could download the audio file, the video file, as we saw a while ago. There are different ways that you can do this. I'm just showing you one of the ways. All right, so trimming your audio or your video file, these are all the steps that we would go through. So I'm just gonna minimize this and head on back over to VLC to see how we go about doing that. So here I have my VLC free application program. It's a media player file. It can play audio and video files. So how do we go about trimming? So same thing, we're going into media, convert/save. Then we're going to add the file we want to trim. So let's go to add. So let me just choose my file again that I had earlier. Let me look for that file. Where are you, file? Let's click this one. All right, so this is an audio file. and I want to trim it. So what I will do now is that there's an option here that says show more options. So what this is showing us now is that you have a start and a stop time. So what you will be doing is entering the time you want the audio or video to start and the time you want the audio or video to end. So see here, it says this section here is for hours. See this little part here? This section here is for minutes. This section here is for seconds. All right, same thing for the stop time. So let's say I want it to start at, this is a small file. So let's say I want it to start at 30 seconds and I want it to end at 1 minute. It's a very small file. So I just enter those different information. And then here now it says, after doing that, I'm going to click convert/save. So click this. And then now it's asking me what type of file I want to be converting it, or I should say trimming it. So I want it to be an audio file. So I'll just leave that's selected. If it's not selected, just click the drop down arrow and select what you want. And then we need to tell VLC where to put the trimmed files. I'm going to put it, browse and put it in my downloads again. So I'm going to click on downloads and I'm going to call this one now practice trim, just to, for lack of a better name, and then click save. And then after that, now I click start and VLC is trimming my audio to what I had asked it to do. So I'll just check in my downloads here, go to my downloads, and here is my trimmed audio. And you can see now that this audio, it's actually 30 seconds. It was a 1 minute little bit file, and now it is trimmed down to 30 seconds. So as I said, where VLC is concerned, it allows you to be able to do so many different things that can help you in your transcription process. All right, so look and see how you can find this particular tool helpful in your transcription process. All right, so Simonia is saying very informative, definitely will help you. All right, so Keisha, or Keisha, was it Keisha? I don't remember. Keisha. Hi, great evening to you. And Caroline has said, I use VLC but never knew it could be used for transcription process. So quite helpful. Guess what, guys? There are many tools that are out there, and based on what the tool allows you to do, you can see how it can be beneficial for a particular service. So there's nowhere that's saying that VLC can be used for transcription, but because I know what the transcription process entails, I picked out these features that I know that it's able to do, and now allowing you to relate it to the transcription process. So with any tool that you have, think about the service that you provide or the service you want to provide, and look and see what that particular tool allows you to do and see how it can fit into the particular service, because there are so many things a lot of tools can use that you can use them for particular services. So for instance, Zoom is a tool that can be used for transcription as well. So you will be very surprised what you can do with these tools. All right, so Tanisha, hi, good night. All right, so thank you so much for joining me in this session. My 3 ways that you can use VLC in the transcription process. It's a free tool for those who are coming on a bit after the session started. The website that you can go to download this free tool is called videolan.org. You can use that to download the free VLC tool and use it to assist you in the transcription process. So if you're interested in being a part of my paid membership program, I have a paid monthly membership program where I teach skills that you can use in your online business, that you can use to create your own earning opportunities. And I also teach you other particular apps and tricks and tips and all kind of stuff that you can use to just be more efficient as a freelancer or just someone who is working online or offline. Remember that these skills are not only online skills, these are skills that can be used in your real life to help you with your process. All right, so check out the information on the scroller, and if you want more information, you can send me an email at acitwithava@gmail.com. If you're not on the mailing list to get reminders for these sessions. There's a 1 hour reminder and a 15-minute reminder for the Wednesday 8:30 ACE weekly sessions. You can send me an email at acewithava@gmail.com, and I will add you to the mailing list so that you will be notified when I am going to go live on the page. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of the night. Bye, guys.